Welcome back to the garage. It's been a while since I've been able to get out here, especially to do any sort of large projects. Been doing a lot of stuff around the house, and there's been other stuff going on, but finally managed to get out here. And what I need to do, got a fairly big job on the go. If you remember, if you watch our channel regularly, you might well remember a couple of years ago I had the rear subframe out of my MGTF 135 and sort of totally refurbished the subframe and put new springs and shocks in. I never got around to doing the front, so the car's kind of been driving a bit like that for the last couple of years, and it's gone in for 2 MOTs like that, and quite honestly it's a bit embarrassing. I don't want to take it back to the MOT centre like it again. So although the MOT runs out next month, it's not going back into the MOT centre until I have taken the front subframe out, sorted, tidied it all up, got everything painted up and everything rust proof and all of that, and new springs and new shocks on the front. So that's hopefully 2 or 3 videos will cover the work on that. Only one thing to do, and that's get started. I've made a start taking the front end of Christine apart. I had to take the headlight out anyway because I was doing a very simple job, changing the parking light, and the bulb holder broke. So I ended up having to pull the entire headlight apart to repair it. There is actually a short covering that. I'll stick a link in it. You may well have seen it already because I'm sure that would have got released before this video. Anyway, the headlight is out. In order to take it out, I actually had to start taking the bumper off. To get the bumper off, on this car at least, there's not an awful lot to it. There's a couple of screws under here. So basically you just pull back the wheel arch liner, reach in, take the 2 screws out there. There's a couple of the big screws down the front here. They're the ones that take most of the weight, I'm sure, and obviously the same over the other side. And if memory serves me correctly, I think on this car I've got a support underneath, so there's 2 bolts underneath, and then finally across the top here there's 6 self tappers, and that is it. So actually getting the front bumper off is really not a problem. It's actually quite simple and straightforward. Don't forget to disconnect the earth of the battery before doing any electrical work. And the next job is to remove both the wheel arch liners. It doesn't actually look like there's too many fixings here. There were the couple that I've already moved, and then one there, one up there, and the only other one I can see at the moment is one rather rusty self-tapper here. It looks like my front brake pipe's going to need a bit of attention as well. If one's rusting like this, the other one probably is. I'll check that in a minute. If I'm having all the front out, it would be daft to leave that rusting away. It's an easy enough job just to install a couple of new brake pipes, so I think it would be a little bit of a shortcut not to do it. I missed one of the plastic screws. It's just down there, so just going to whip that one out now. There's a bit of a mud trap here, as you can see, and it does cause some rust around this area, so another preventative maintenance job to add. Actually, this one's a bit more than a PM. This is actually a bit of a fix as well, by the looks of it. That was a pretty simple, straightforward job, so I'm just going to do the other side now. I'm going to turn the camera off, get some charge into the battery, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Job done on the near side as well. I've also disconnected the brake pipes and put the wheels back on the car. Okay, that's gone well. So the next job is to get down into the driver's side footwell and undo the bolt that holds the steering universal joint on the steering rack. This is a bit of an awkward angle. I'm laying sideways in the footwell. What I'm going to try and do now is get into there and get the universal joint off of the steering rack. That was no problem at all. That would have pretty much come off by hand. So on to the next job. which is to take off the battery positive connection, and in the fuse box here there's an earth that needs to be undone and pulled through as well. I'll just interrupt myself for a second there. It's a live cable, not an earth. You're almost certainly not going to have this on your car because this is for an auxiliary circuit that I put in myself. I'm under the car again. There's a few jobs to do under here. First thing I'm going to do is the wire to the starter motor at the back of the car runs underneath the car. That's this one. So pull it through. Now on some cars apparently this should be clipped in place. On mine obviously not. You can see here this is where the coolant pipes run through the subframe, so they need taking off as well. I'd actually forgotten to take the expansion tank cap off. I've taken that off now, and it's now drained more from the engine. Very much playing this by ear because I've not done this before, but I've grabbed various axle stands and my 2 jacks, and I also have here a nice length of metal, square section metal, which I'm pretty confident is going to take the weight of the car. And I think now it's a case of getting this underneath it, getting it all set up, getting the jacks in place, and then working out how to undo the bolts for the subframe. I say work out because there's no way they're just going to come out, not after 20 years. Yeah, we'll see. What I'm doing here is just working on a bit of health and safety. I definitely don't want this metal falling off, so I've made this U-shaped bit. As you can see, it's expertly crafted with a hammer, and that will fit on there like that. And with a little bit of assistance, that's going to stop that bar from moving backward and forward. So now I can nip over the other side, which has got a different designer jack, and see what I can do on that one, just to sort of, again, sort of make it as safe as possible. Actually turns out to be okay on this side. The box section actually sits perfectly in the jack. As you can see, I've also set up the engine crane. I've just got the strap. I'll just take the camera over for a second. I've got the strap looped around underneath the body of the car, actually between the body and the subframe. It's only there for belts and braces, but if anything does go wrong, this may well be the difference between disaster and recovery. And since I've got it in the garage, you might think it's a little bit over the top, I don't know. But since it's in the garage, feels like I might as well use it, and feels like it'd probably be a bit daft not to. Yeah, the more I can do to keep this nice and safe. I'm working on my own. The other half's in the house, but she's upstairs, and she's got no idea what's going on out here. If anything did go wrong, she probably wouldn't even hear. So I'm on my own. It seems daft not to take all the precautions I possibly can. So the car's in gear, the handbrake is on, the rear wheels are chocked, and I'm just going to have one last think. Just take 2 minutes out, go and get a glass of water, just think through everything I've done, make sure there's nothing I've forgotten, and then I'm going to start undoing bolts, or at least try to. There's a total of 5 mounts for the subframe. We got 2 at the front, 2 at the rear, and then there's that 5th one in the middle, which is the bolt that I've already taken out in the middle of the crossbrace. So the front one's held on by 2 bolts here. You can see the top of the bolts there. They don't look terrible. There's a chance they'll come out. If worst comes to the worst, I might end up leaving them overnight with some penetrating fluid, but I kind of want to get on with this, and I'd like to get this out this evening so I can start refurbishing tomorrow or Sunday. I'm guessing the previous owner must have had this out, because I know there was a little bit of an accident in this corner, and he had to do some repairs here, so maybe he had the subframe out at that time, because that was just too easy, just too easy. Got the sun straight in my face, but not complaining, because we get there for about 3 minutes a year we get sunlight, so I'm going to enjoy it whilst it lasts. The two on the other side came out just as easily, so now I'm going to move on to the rear ones. They came out surprisingly easily, so I'm just going to go and do the other side, and then I should be ready to start the lift. Here we go. It's not quite worked out as I planned. Firstly, I got this in the wrong place, and unfortunately it's lifting the entire subframe, which was obviously not what I wanted. But lesson learnt, and I've got to let this down slowly so that I can get the subframe back onto the ground, and then I'm going to see how much further it needs to go before it will actually wheel out. But it's fair height, so hopefully it won't need to go too much further. Here we go, success.